Well, the thing is, if you have to get a business loan, then you have to compare and contrast lenders. It takes a lot of time. So we're going to make your life a lot easier. In today's conversation, I want to compare and contrast Lendio, Fundbox, Funding Circle, and Rapid Finance. Of course, we are talking about huge business loans with soft pull. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Story Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about a lot of lenders, actually 4 lenders, that will help you with huge business loans, but with soft pull. That's the key word here, soft pull. Nobody's checking your personal credit, okay? And this is really good. Let's start with Lendio. So when you think about Lendio, you got to think about a marketplace. So they have a marketplace. They have about 75 to 90 lenders, okay? So when you apply, so when you submit a single application, your application is dispatched to those 75 lenders or 90 lenders, okay? And the thing here is that you will. So once you do that, and this process, of course, will not impact your credit score at all. So you compare options from the lenders, okay? And the good thing is Lendio will actually help you choose the best option. So you're not alone. You're not doing this alone, okay? You will basically submit your application and Lendio will back you up. They'll help you. They'll give you the advice that is needed and you get funded in as little as 24 hours. This is really good. But this will happen if you are approved by your lender, okay? And you can get your capital in your business account within 24 hours. And the cool thing here is that Lendio is not charging you anything. Lendio, of course, is not lending you money directly. They are a marketplace lender, okay? And they're not charging you anything. They're getting a commission from the lenders, okay? And so here are the pros and cons when you think about Lendio. They are available in all states. They have a wide range of funding options. And what we've seen online is they have positive ratings and reviews. This is a great platform, really. What about the cons? They do not work with all lenders, and there's not much information available for each funding solution. So you got to really talk to Lendio first to know really what's going to work for you. And one thing you need to understand is that Lendio is great for you if you want to be thorough. If you're not sure what funding options is best for you, because Lendio will help you. And if you want to work with a reputable company, okay? And Lendio might not be good for you if you value privacy, because they will actually bombard you with a lot of messages, SMSs, all that kind of stuff. If you're okay with that, that's fine. This is why we always tell people, never give out your personal information. Never give Lendio just give them your company information, your company email, your company SMS, your company cell phone number, right? Not your personal cell phone number. And Lendio might not be good for you if you want to thoroughly vet a lender first, because Lendio will do the job for you, okay? Because they just they have a curated list of lenders to match you with. I want to dig a little deeper here in terms of the loans that Lendio offers, the business loans. So you have a business term loan that goes from $5,000 to $2 million, okay? And the APR starts from 6%. And the term is 1 to 5 years. This is kind of good if you were to ask me. And we love the fact that they will fund you within 24 hours. And the availability is all 50 states. Not a problem. And they also offer startup loan. So here you have, you can borrow from $500 to $750,000, okay? And the APR actually goes from 1% to 17%, and the terms up to 25 years. This is really good. Again, it depends on the lender they match you with, because every lender has different criteria. Through Lendio, you can also get SBA loans. Here you can borrow up to $5 million, okay? And the terms 10 to 30 years. And the funding speed is a little longer though. With this SBA loan, I mean, this makes sense because you have to think about the government being involved and all that kind of stuff. So the loan amount goes from $10,000 to $5 million, and the funding speed is 1 to 2 months, really long. You can also get a business line of credit through Lendio. from $1,000 to $500,000. Okay, this is really good. You can also get business term loan through them. So here the APR goes from 8% to 24%, and the terms 1 to 2 years in some cases. You can also get from Lendio equipment financing, $500,000. $5,000 to $5 million, and the APR starts from 7.5%. And again, the availability for all those loans I'm telling you, all 50 states, not a problem. If you are in Hawaii or Alaska, not a problem. Okay, and they also get through Lendio. You can also get merchant cash advance, and it's $5,000 to $200,000. Accounts receivable financing, up to 90% of receivables. This is really good. Business acquisition loan from $5,000 to $5 million. Okay, and the APR on this business acquisition loan starts from 5.5%. And the terms revolving over 10 to 25 years if you want to go with a term loan. So the bottom line, here's the bottom line. The bottom line is that Lendio wants you to have a supermarket of business loans to qualify for. Okay, and their borrower requirements are kind of flexible in terms of FICO score. They might ask you for instance, to have at least a FICO score of 550 or 550 to 600. Okay, and in terms of your revenue, they don't have specific requirements. It will depend on the lender. I want to talk to you about Fundbox. So when we think about Fundbox, we're thinking about a lender that has grown tremendously in the last few years. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that we love the fact that they are an artificial intelligence based alternative lender that offers small business owners short-term lines of credit and loans to help with operating costs. So Fundbox is really using I would say a plethora of tools to sort of gauge your performance. They're not just looking at your credit score, or no, they're looking at your revenue, they're looking at the sector you're in, they're looking at your accounts receivable, accounts payable. They're looking at a bunch of criteria, okay? And here are the pros and cons. So as an applicant, you may receive a decision in as few as 3 minutes. They have low minimum credit score requirements and funding as soon as the next day. It's really good. The con, term loans are in beta and not available to all applicants. They only offer short-term loans. So if you're looking for a loan for 5 years, you want to look for another lender, okay? And the line of credit APR can go all the way to 80%. So this is what it is. For those alternative lenders or online lenders such as Fundbox, you have to think about, okay, am I okay with paying a high APR? Do I need the cash really fast? Okay, if you need the cash really fast, Fundbox can be a great opportunity for you. And so Fundbox can be a great fit for applicants with a low credit score. So if you have a personal FICO score, let's say that is around 550 to 600, you might qualify for a line of credit or a term loan. This is really good. And if you are a borrower who only needs a small amount of cash, let's say you want to, because one thing I didn't say, with Fundbox, you can only borrow up to $150,000. Okay, so if you have a larger requirements in terms of liquidity, you might want to look elsewhere. And Fundbox can be a great tool, a great platform for you if your business has sufficient revenue to repay the draws quickly, especially when we talk about the line of credit. Okay, and Fundbox is not right for well-qualified borrowers. If you have stellar credit, you want to look elsewhere. And if you are a business owner who needs to make large purchases, again, we have the cap. The cap here is $150,000, so you're not going to qualify for a larger amount. So, food for thought. One thing you need to understand is that when we talk about Fundbox, you have a variety of business loans, okay? They offer a lot of things. So they offer lines of credits, different lines of credits, but they also offer different term loans, okay? So when we talk about lines of credit, you have the amount can go from $1,000 to $150,000 based on information that you submit. So they will look at your business checking accounts, your accounting software, your credit reports, all that kind of stuff. Payments follow a weekly cadence, and borrowers can choose from 12 or 24-week repayment terms. This is really important, okay? And for the term loans, the loans are available up to $150,000, and payments are made weekly for 24 or 52 weeks. So this is you need to understand. Now, Overall, the application process is the same as for lines of credit, but borrowers must draw on the term loan within 30 days of approval, or the offer will expire. Okay, something you need to think about. So when we think about Fundbox, I want you to really zero in on these two products. Okay, and the lending programs are available in all 50 states. Not a problem. And as a matter of fact, they are also available in Guam, in American Samoa, in Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and Mariana rather, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So they are really available everywhere. Okay, and they can fund you as soon as the next business day. And in terms of personal credit score, if you have a credit score minimum of 550 to 600, you will qualify for a Fundbox term loan or line of credit. Okay, this is really, if you were to ask us, this is lower than required by other short-term lenders. Okay, if you think about Cabbage, for example. Okay, and time in business 6 months. This is really good. And annual revenue at least $100,000 a year, and we're talking here about gross revenue. Okay, this is pre-tax revenue. So the process with a Fundbox is very simple. You create an account, you navigate to apply on their website, you create an account, you provide all the information needed. You have to connect business accounts because they want to see your business checking accounts. They want to see your accounting software. Okay, those are the two things they have to see. But there could be other tools, but those two are important. So once you connect those, they will analyze your data, and you have to await approval. And if you are approved, you just draw funds. That's what it is. I want to talk to you about Funding Circle, folks. Are you still with me here? So we really want to talk about Funding Circle. So when you think about Funding Circle, I want you to think about a peer-to-peer marketplace lender that connects business owners with secure loans and other business financing options, okay, including term loans, unsecured term loans, merchant cash advances, and invoice factoring, okay? And you can actually borrow from Funding Circle. You can borrow from $5,000 to $500,000. So this is what it is. So basically, Funding Circle, you have a bunch of investors who are saying, listen, I have some extra cash on the side and I want to lend it. I want to make more than 1% that I'm currently making at my savings account. So they will lend you money. You, as the business owner, you will take that money and do whatever you need to do with it. And it's important to understand that the Funding Circle is best for business owners who have been in business for over 2 years. Now, if you have been if you're new, if you have a startup, you could still qualify if you have a strong business plan. And one thing you need to understand is that they want you to, the investors on Funding Circle want you to have, I would say, good credit. But again, if you have a less than stellar credit, you need to actually offset that negative criterion with a solid business plan, okay? A solid business model, solid projections, solid financial statements. And one thing you need to understand is that Funding Circle loans are available in Washington, D.C. and every state except Nevada, okay? And loans are not available in some industries, including businesses engaged in speculative real estate, nonprofit organizations, weapons manufacturers, gambling businesses, marijuana dispensaries, and those in the porn industry, okay? Here are the pros and cons here. Pros, they have robust product offerings, no prepayment penalties, high loan amounts, and rates may be lower than with other lenders depending on the industry you're in and the state you're applying from, okay? The cons, loans may be difficult to qualify for. The types of available funding vary by state and industry. They're not available in Nevada, so if you are in Nevada, you can't qualify for this loan. Okay, and funding can take longer than with most online lenders. Remember, it's the investors who have to actually disperse the money, make the money available for you to actually qualify for a business loan. So this sometimes could take longer. But yeah, here you have it. Here is just a snapshot of Funding Circle. Let's talk about what the kind of products they offer. So when you think about Funding Circle, you think about they also have a variety of business loans that they offer. So you have SBA loans. You can actually borrow through Funding Circle. Okay, loans, those are loans that are backed by the United States government through the SBA, the Small Business Administration. So you can borrow from $25,000 through $500,000 through Funding Circle. They also offer term loans. So those are available for $5,000 to half a million, with the repayment terms from 3 months to 10 years. Okay, and the APR ranges from 3.9% to 12.1% per year, depending on several factors. Through Funding Circle, you can also get a merchant cash advance. Okay, you can apply for $5,000 to $400,000 merchant cash advances. This is really good. And for working, you can also borrow working capital loans through Funding Circle. And here we are talking about $25,000 to $400,000. Okay, you can also get lines of credit, and here the loan amounts go from $6,000 to $100,000 with APR starting at 10%, sometimes 11%. You got to understand though that Funding Circle, unlike other players, they do charge some fees. It could be an origination fee, it can be a maintenance fee. That's how they make money. This is how the company is making money, among other things. Okay, you can also get invoice factoring arrangements through Funding Circle. So here they will fund you. You can receive 85 to 90% of the invoice amount upfront, and rates start at 0.25% per week. And one thing I want to say here, and I just said it. So with Funding Circle, you got three types of fees you got to think about. APRs, so that's what they're charging you. You have origination fees, you have maintenance fees, and in some cases, and you don't want that, but that's what it is, they have late fees. So the platform also charges borrowers a late payment fee of 5% of the payment amount for monthly payments that are more than 10 days late. So you don't want to be in that category, believe me. Okay, so the process through Funding Circle is very simple. You submit an online application with soft pull, and then a personal account manager will contact you. So you have to work with that person. You have to wait for a lending decision. You review the loan offer and you accept it. And once you accept it, you will receive the funds and you'll start making payments. This is really what it is. Now let me talk to you about Rapid Finance. One thing you need to understand is when you think about Rapid Finance, like the first three players were online lenders. Rapid Finance is an alternative lender. They're not really they are available online. They have a website and all that kind of stuff, but they are alternative. In other words, they go for those loans, those business loans that traditional lenders they're really scared from. They're really scared about. So Rapid Finance will, for instance, fund bad credit business loans, okay, alternative loans, all that kind of stuff. And what we love is that they do have a network of 60 lenders or more to make sure that you have the loan that is good for you. Okay, what are the pros and cons of Rapid Finance? Here you have quick funding times. They're available in most states. They have a wide range of business financing options. This is really good. We love that. And what about the cons? Well, they are likely to be very expensive. Again, alternative lenders in general are very expensive because they are going for riskier business models. And Rapid Finance is not really transparent about their loans. Okay, what the APR is, you have to contact them. Please make sure if you are going with Rapid Finance that you contact them. You basically talk to your account manager and have a clear conversation about the terms, the loans, the APR, all that kind of stuff. And if you need quick financing, Rapid Finance is really the place to be. True to their name, they may be able to get you the money you need as soon as a few hours after your approval in some cases. Okay, and if you're not really sure what type of financing will be best for you, you also want to contact them because they have different types of loan options and they can help you. Somebody will guide you. Okay, and Rapid Finance is not really right for you if you are looking for the lowest rates or if you want to compare the details of each loan in advance. Okay, and so they offer small business loans, merchant cash advances, business lines of credit. In some cases, they might offer you a bridge loan. Okay, so a bridge loan is really a short-term loan that helps you pay for expenses now while you secure better, longer-term financing for a bigger purchase. Okay, because those loans will bridge the gap. Through Rapid Finance, you can get a USBA loan, an invoice factoring arrangement, or an asset-based loan. And let's go a little bit in detail here, folks. So when we talk about Rapid Finance, for their business term loan, you are looking at a loan amount that goes from $5,000 to $600,000, okay? And the term, 6 to 24 months, the APR is variable. And the repayment schedule can be daily, weekly, or monthly. So it's something you need to think about here, okay? And they are available in most states. What about the line of credit? Here you can borrow from $5,000 to $250,000, okay? And the term 3 to 18 months. Here again, the APR is variable and you have to repay daily, weekly, or monthly. So this is important. You really want to pay attention to the repayment schedule because this could be disruptive to your cash flows, all right? Let me just give you an example. If you have to pay on a daily basis, think about that. You're going to have to maintain a certain amount of money in your business account every day. And this could be a problem. So something you need to think about. They also offer you invoice factoring from $20,000 to $10 million. Okay. You can get also invoice financing. And I was talking to you earlier about the bridge loan you can get through Rapid Finance. For the bridge loan, this could be $5,000 to $1 million, and the terms 3 to 60 months. And also merchant cash advances. So here you have $5,000 to $500,000, and you have to repay from 3 to 18 months. Okay, so when we talk about Rapid Finance, their minimum credit score is 500. It goes from 500 to 550. It really depends, okay? But the cool thing, well, not the cool thing. One thing you need to understand, and I'm sure you understand that, is the higher your score, the more favorable terms you receive, right? And in terms of time in business, they want you to be in business for at least 6 months. Okay, and the thing is with Rapid Finance, they want to see 3 months of bank statements activity. Okay, and because the thing is they want to make sure you have been in business that long. Okay, and annual revenue, you have to pull in somewhere from $50,000 to $250,000. That's what it is. So, but the application process is very simple. So if you're making 60 grand a year, that's fine. So 50,000 to $250,000. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. So folks, we are back again. We are actually this is the decision time. So Lendio, Fundbox, Funding Circle, Rapid Finance. Which one should you go with? This is important, right? This is an important element. Well, it really depends. The lender you have to choose depends on a lot of things. Big decision time. I want you to answer me right now. Are you at a moment in your business life where you need money fast? Do you need money fast? Do you need money, let's say within a week, or do you need it within 1 month or 1 year or 1 quarter? What is your situation right now? Because whether you go for a Lendio or Fundbox or Funding Circle or Rapid Finance will depend on your industry. Yeah, the macro in your industry, the macros, the big trends, okay? It also depends on your credit score. What is your personal credit score? What is your business credit score? Talk to me about that. This is important. Okay, they're doing a soft pull, of course, but at some point they will be doing a hard pull. That's definitely what it is. What type of loan are you looking for? I've talked to you about a constellation of business loans. We have talked about short-term loans. We have talked about bridge loans. We have talked about business lines of credit. We have talked about merchant cash advances. What are you looking for, boss? Talk to me about that. How soon do you want the money? And what is the loan amount? What is the quantity? What is the dollar figure? Talk to me about that. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. How much are you looking for? 100 grand? Are you looking for $500,000? Are you looking for 1 million, 10 million? Because for instance, if you take a lender such as Fundbox, you are limited, right? They're giving you $150,000 a year. So if you're looking for a large amount, there are some lenders you need to stay away from. This is important. What is your business performance? Talk to me about that. Are you ready to submit business collateral if needed? Does your business have assets? Does the business have assets? Short-term assets, long-term assets. Those are important. Okay. And in helping you make a business loan decision, check out our approach when it comes to our loan evaluation methodology. We have a strong approach when it comes to judging, when it comes to evaluating, when it comes to reviewing, when it comes to categorizing business loans on this show. Check this out. All right, folks. After analyzing Lendio, Fundbox, Funding Circle, and Rapid Finance, our pick is Lendio. We have given Lendio 10 over 10, Funding Circle 9.5 over 10, Fundbox 9 over 10, and Rapid Finance 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.